Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here. Ginger Prime, if you happen to be new to the channel, my name is Brian. Welcome in. And today is going to be, I think, a pretty cool and overall very special day. I don't know why Discord is showing up where it is. It is what it is. Oh, gaming scene. I see what I did wrong. There we go. Desktop scene. Picking the right scene right out the gate. I'm going to be bringing in my friend Kirk, who I run the Epic Loot Radio podcast with. And we're going to be hanging out live reacting to today's event here in just a little bit. I think right now at the time, it looks like it's about 15 minutes until the start of the show. So if you're watching this as a VOD, thank you for being here. Sound off in the comments with VOD Squad, but also feel free to use the chapter markers to jump to any specific section of this video that you're more interested in. Just note, it might take a couple of, if you're watching this immediately after it's wrapped up, it might take me an hour or two to get the chapters all fully set up, but I hope you guys enjoy that. And thank you for being here. Thaddeus Prime and Tempest Sun, thank you so much for being here early and welcome in, guys. And thank you guys already for the 7 likes on the stream. I'm going to bring in Kirk because we're going to start talking about in the pre-show before this goes live, kind of our expectations, what we're hoping to see, and ultimately what we're hoping to see over the course of 2024 as well. So let me just bring up the Discord now that I'm in the right scene, and let me give him a little call, little ring-a-ding. Oh yeah. Hey, what's up, Lost at Walmart? Thank you so much for being over on Twitch. Guys, if you don't know, the top link in this description will get you to all the content, podcasts, and so much more. I produce a lot of content online, and I hope that you find some of it enjoyable. So yeah, it's gonna be one of those days. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Let me go ahead and pop this out, and let me go ahead and share my screen. I love that. There we go. All right, cool. So he's ready to jump in whenever ready. Let's see here. Jump in whenever. Jump in whenever. All is up. All is up. Perfect. So Thaddeus Primes United. Yes. All right. And Kirk is here with me. Let me turn off the screen share and let me swap to the Discord view. Yeah, there we go. What's up, dude? There we go. We'll do this and then we'll swap it up. This is, yeah, we're casual today. Like the more professional version of this is the podcast that is actually directly following this event. We have internet provocateur. Oh no, it's Alex joining the podcast to talk about his Xbox.
No, it's Alex.
Oh no.
Yeah.
It's like the name in and of itself, there's a little bit of cheekiness if we're to say it. Jake's in chat, excited for the Xbox this year. Desperate, dude, taking a break from Twitter. Happy for you. Hopefully you're living a dream.
Twitter's been insane today. Like it has no right to be as chaotic as it is today.
You have to go in with the right level of mental health because it could ruin your day. And so I look at it, I try to read everything like in an overtly positive way. Like, hey Brian, you're a filthy Xbot or Sony pony or whatever. It's like, I am filthy.
I am a naughty boy.
Oh no. Kirk, what are you expecting from today's event? Because this was rumored, that was a big thing going on Twitter too, like a week ago. Here it is, the Xbox Direct event. Like, I don't think they're going to give us every release date for 2024, but what are you coming out of this in? Like, what do you want to see to be like worth our time? You know, it's just like, I'm glad I sat down and got off work to watch this, you know?
Yeah. So the obvious one, we get to see Indiana Jones. It's the debut of gameplay for that. We're told we're getting about 10 minutes of gameplay / some developer commentary on that. I think that's sort of that's the headline of the bill.
Do you think they're going to go like an Uncharted route, but with Indiana Jones? Because I think Indiana Jones they said it was like inspired, you know, like Uncharted was like inspired for like Tomb Raider and Indiana Jones.
I think that Machine Games is going to do what they're good at, and they're gonna evolve on that formula. So I think we're going to see something like maybe the step that Arcane took from Dishonored to Deathloop, like something like that. Like it's going to go in furtherance of the themes and the aesthetic and the source material that they want to use to the fullest. Yeah. But I think they're still going to stay in their wheelhouse. So I'm expecting a lot of first person We may get some third person like mechanics and type of gameplay, but I think there will be a lot of first person. And I think we're just going to see that awesome gunplay and that awesome sort of blend of FPS gameplay with narrative. I think that Machine Games is so good at. Like, that's the thing about their Wolfenstein titles, especially Wolfenstein 2. That's like with FPS games, it's all too often that you're like, gosh, I really love shooting stuff, but anytime anybody's on screen talking, my eyes glaze over because I'm like, I don't really care about Captain Meathead McGee or, you know, why he's got to save his family or whatever the story is. Machine Games is good at avoiding that. Yeah, screw that family. Machine Games is good at avoiding that pitfall. They've got good characters, good narrative. So they're the right ones to be doing this. So I'm excited to see that. And then I think, I mean, that's the common answer. You're going to get that anywhere. What I'm really personally excited for is Avowed didn't really have the best first showing.
Yeah.
And by first showing, I don't mean like the CGI trailer with the hand coming out doing the Insignia magic symbol or whatever. I'm talking about the first showing where we actually saw footage from the game. People are like, oh, like that's it, like that's what that game is. And so I think it kind of surprised people in that people were expecting like a Skyrim type of successor from Obsidian. This is a chance for that game to redeem itself. Like, they can really come out swinging. I don't know that they will. It might just be like, yep, confirmed, that's what the game is. Not, you know, gonna blow our socks off or anything. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be just as good as Outer Worlds at least. But I would love to see them come out and say, oh, you know, you were sleeping on us, but this is what we have. Yeah. And that sort of kind of shock us in a big way. I think that's the real, like, potential that this little direct has to sort of elevate from being, you know, sort of medium hype energy to, like, high level hype. Is if Avowed comes out and shows something
really
stunning.
Swings hard. Now, Jake in chat says, I hope that it's a young Harrison Ford and that they nail the music.
Gotta be.
Oh, man. Like, imagine spending all this money and we're like, we're going with retired Harrison Ford version.
Just call me Nathan Drake.
Oh, man, I'm getting too old for this. The Tempest Sun sounds off, says, I'm bringing it through, friends. Oh, we have an alert.
You can be proud
Thank you, Sir Rule, with the resub of Prime over on Twitch. 18 months. Thank you so much for that support over at the Works Game Twitch. Also, I guess if anybody out there is enjoying the stream and they're enjoying it ad-free, that's because of the members here at Ginger Prime. So be sure to say thank you to the members, especially Raiden Eden Gaming, who is the member who pushed the channel into that bonus perk for the next 30 days. So if you guys be sure to thank a member or consider becoming one. But we thank you guys so much for the support, whether it's over on Twitch or here on YouTube. All right. I want to talk about what Tempest Sun wrote in chat because I think this is a big one for me. Who knows what we'll see today. But, and we're also going to be planning on watching the ESO event here after this, or if it just rolls into this, we'll figure that out. But he says, I'm bringing a few people to Final Fantasy 14 on Xbox, man. I'm hoping it shadow drops today. And what's interesting is Xbox actually like tweeted this out and then deleted it that, hey, Final Fantasy 14 is now available on Xbox. So I'm perfectly fine if it's a shadow drop. Like, that would be great.
Well, now they did say they will not shadow drop anything in this direct. So I don't know if that counts as a shadow drop because they already announced that it's coming to Xbox.
It's already announced. So it's not like shadow drop in the purest sense. You've never heard of this and it's already out.
I will say, Brian, that would be a very weird clarification for them to come out and say that if they were planning on saying in the direct that Final Fantasy was out today. The most likely scenario, if we hear something about Final Fantasy 14, is probably like maybe it's live in like 2 to 4 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, and that's actually a good point. That's a good point. I want to come back to that point because Rack Squared says in chat, respect all you guys do and talk about, especially with your family. I'm a dad of with two girls. Kudos to balancing a life with a bigger family. And congrats to you, man. Like, you know, as a fellow dad there, Rack, is that life gets crazy and it's busy. And that's why I think like it's been so nice that with the community here, they're generally accepting and understanding that, like, yeah, I'm going to schedule a stream to start at like 2 o'clock. Turns out
Yeah.
it's next week at 2:00. Like, it's like, well, we were gonna do it today.
we're gonna do 1 2-hour episode for all of our games of the year. Never mind, it's gonna be 3 episodes.
It's gonna be 3
we're
episodes.
Barely gonna finish it.
Yeah, we're gonna get through like by the skin of our teeth. But dadgummit, we did it. Thank you so much, Rack, for saying that.
RPG is gonna take half an episode because you put me and Brian in a room together
and talk about RPGs.
Yeah.
Facts, dude. And one day,
dude,
it'd be great if we were in the same room. It's not. It's. I've got it up here. It's counting down 4 minutes, so I could show the screen, but it's literally just the placeholder.
We might as well go ahead and get set.
Yeah. Good call. Let's see here. I was talking about Final Fantasy 14 though, but at FanFest, which just happened in earlier January, like it sounded like they were communicating that it was going to come out in February, and they said February 21st, but they weren't solid on that. They were like, we're not announcing a date or anything like that, but I don't know if that was coordinated or if like they were originally planning to come out in January, because they were like, it was January 16th, but then it got delayed. Now, as to if it's today, cool. If it's still in February, at least it's coming. All right, let me pull up the screen share. Capture devices. There we go. Screen 2. Pulling this up, and we're going to swap to this view so everybody has the bigger focus view of the stream. Awesome. So you can kind of see us down here in the corner. Kirk had this actually as his idea, and I'm not saying that in case you don't like it. I'm saying that I actually like it because I spent like 20 minutes trying to like line up like the camera capture and making it look like semi decent, and it like if he signed off or signed in late, like I couldn't do the ordering right. So I was just like, and he's like, hey, why don't we try it this way? So let us know what you think. I typically use another piece of software for streaming and presenting, but it isn't, or at least I've seen issues with the projection of the audio onto the stream. And that's why we wanted to kind of try this out, because it's a little bit more casual. Troy says
this is their chat, not ours, right?
Yeah, that's their chat. Oh man.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and full screen it.
It won't let me until it goes into
okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can't do. I wish they'd let me do that. As soon as it's like, and it's like, hey, countdown, then I'll be able to full screen that. But yeah, their chat's going nuts. Hopefully our chat will go nuts too. Appreciate you guys in the 17 likes over here. Troy says Final Fantasy 7R to Xbox 0/10, and I riot. Oh man, it's been 2 years. Like, how long have I waited? We waited for Final Fantasy 14 for over 10. So if they could shorten that gap, I think that would be a real big win. Do you think there's any chance we see any other Square Enix games today? Like, do you think Final Fantasy 7R has a chance of showing up on Xbox today?
I'm still nervous about anticipating anything other than what they've told us. Like, I think it's very interesting that they told us the exact 5 games that we're gonna hear about.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of taking them at face value that those are the 5 games that they're gonna tell us about, and then if we get anything extra, fantastic. I'm gonna go super hyped for that, but no, I don't want to go in with the expectation of thinking that they're going to do something that they haven't told us about, because they do seem to be trying to manage expectations. Mm-hmm. And, it would be really great if they came out with an absolute banger for us. But I think that they're planning to do that with the stuff that they've already built as far as what they're going to show. I'm really hoping that Avowed is something where we're like, oh, man. Okay,
I would love to see, like,
the house for that.
Towerborn, and I know it's not, like, listed here. And here's where do you fall on Hellblade 2? Because I've seen people like, how hyped are you for this? And I'm like, I'm not yet.
Oh man,
like I'm not yet. And I think they've shown it. Like I think they just need to come out with the game as opposed to showing it.
They need to stop. I am almost willing to bet money that this is going to be like the classic developers inside their studio sitting at a chair with a camera on them talking about making the game, and then shots of devs at their computers working on the game in the engine software and like whatever, and they're like, when you make a game like this, and then they're showing like the main actress with her mocap and like whatever, and like I don't care at this point.
Unedited. Like, if they're gonna do gameplay, unedited.
We've been doing this for like 3 years now. We get it. You're working on this game. I mean, it better be one of the best Xbox games to ever come out. The way that they're teasing this thing. No, I don't think it should be in this show. I think they should have found something else to replace it with, unless they had something very big.
If they're dropping a release date, then I think it's perfect. And we got the countdown here, so now I can full screen it. Hooah! Justin says, long shot, but I'm hoping that the older CODs will be on Game Pass with server lists like Blops 1 has on Steam currently, or Plutonium style server browser. Old CODs are the best CODs. I think they got Diablo. Like, there's so many things that they have that didn't make it into Game Pass at the end, you know, when they closed in October and we knew it was going to be 2024.
I could see if they were going to do something that they didn't tell us about, I could definitely see them announcing that current content is coming to Game Pass. Yeah. Like stuff that's already out.
Yeah, it's going to be a big year. We're almost ready. The marketing on this is going to be insane because like Xbox is going to be branded with Call of Duty from now on, you know, here on out. So anyway.
Do we have our own music playing?
Not anymore.
Okay.
There we go. Thank you. Good call. I was like, I lowered it, but then I was like, all right. Lots of 18 plus rated games, guys.
I've still got the music, but
this is them then, because I have mine completely off. If I need to turn it up at all. There we go. Woo! We have the devs. Love the music. All right, let's see what we got. Starting with Obsidian. All right, we're kicking it off with Obsidian.
That's what I was hoping they would do.
It's a good, strong start because... Yeah.
The believable and fantastical to give players a world.
This music is doing too much, man.
It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Aora. There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world. And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an
magic,
RPG.
Dual-wielding magic, guns,
Here to talk
apparently.
more about Avowed's combat is Gabriel
this looks like Skyrim.
gameplay director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat. We want to give you the freedom to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from moment to moment, uninterrupted. For all battles, you can combine a variety of weapons, attacks, and abilities for tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries.
I'm not sure if it's the sound design, but it's lacking a little bit of punch.
Yeah.
If you choose to approach combat with a one-handed wand, it feels quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the Tanglefoot ability, you can stop enemies in their tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher enemies in an intentional and controlled manner. It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize, or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you'll face,
check out RPG mechanics, guys.
Customizable loadouts.
We're getting a D+ for enemy variety right now.
That means you can play however you want. equip a sword and shield, and charge into battle. Dual wield
like
pistols and control the encounter
This game is not
Dual wielding
far along.
pistols.
Dual wield wands to feel like a gunslinging mage.
Is this coming out this
You
year?
could use your enchanted wand to freeze enemies.
I think
and
they're
then use
showing
your
it because
offhand
it
weapon's
is.
power attack to shatter them.
I think this is a this year
We've worked
release.
hard
We've been
to keep you
fighting in the
constantly
same
engaged as
bandit
battles
camp
unfold
for about
by
2
creating
minutes
a
now.
balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will
knows?
have
I don't
ample
know.
choices for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the living lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions. Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences.
Just
Like
checking out
this
that
side
bandit
quest you
camp.
may encounter
Yeah,
in
back to that
Shadowstar,
bandit camp.
the third region you'll explore on your journey through the living lands.
This is the third
As you're
region.
exploring, you come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers.
Don't know about the
and
other
as you
parts too,
explore
but-
the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the
Probably
four
the
of us.
bandits.
Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki.
They always do
Trying to
faces
keep
better
the
than
airborne
Bethesda
safe.
does, though.
Yes.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here. Take my badge. Take everyone's.
Yeah, I don't mind them giving
Our
too
families
much
deserve
away,
to know
Troy.
we
So, like,
fought
if they wanted
and
to,
died
like,
for them.
Making
know,
the
like,
right
take that
choice
vertical
isn't always
slice
what
and say, "Here it
seems.
is."
We embrace moral nuance and gray areas, trusting players to make tough decisions in complicated situations.
What if they launch it in early
My squad and I
access?
rested in the cave by the water
You
last
know?
night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I can't face those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you?
They need to hire
Captain
somebody
Ruiki was sick?
to like do
That I was
their.
paranoid? That I was a dumb baby? I heard it all
Stuff.
often and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you? What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have a choice. When you confront Private Naoki, if you believe the story he's told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right. Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it?
You know what, Brian?
It's not
This
my
feels so
No, they.
E3
should've
circa
never
like
have camped in the cave.
2015 right now.
I'll take
Yeah,
the
okay.
badges.
Without the
Going back to
awkward
third ward.
moments of the lot
But if you
being
confront
live.
him, if you
'Cause they
believe
can
that
edit,
he
you know,
fled
they-
the side of the
Yeah,
battle as
but
an
like
act of
the
cowardice,
when you finish
then
the
he might
quest,
challenge
you'll
you
have
to
a
a fight
choice
to
of whether
reclaim
you
his honor.
believe him or not.
Either way,
Like,
True.
when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest. Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt Hansen and the team have worked to create a unique, colorful, and dynamic visual style.
I will say
From
this
the
woman is
outset,
doing the
we
most.
knew that we wanted a Avowed
Yeah.
setting to feel rich, weird, and wonderful.
And this guy's beard is doing
we
the
found
most.
inspiration
Oh, yeah.
in a
Well, there it
wide
is, right there in
swath
game.
of real-world cultures, helping us create a unique RPG experience.
See what? Show
By
me walking
contrasting
around
the
this.
vibrant
See, I
with
don't
the
think this
dull
game is coming
or
out this year.
verdant spaces
you might
with
be right.
sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences for our players.
You think
The
maybe
Living
early
Lands
next
is
then?
a continent of untamed valleys with widely varied biomes.
Yeah.
From luxuriant forests to volcanic wastes. And each of those regions itself
maybe it
is
makes
a conflux
December?
of storied landscapes. All of the regions have a lot of special things associated with them.
But that's
I have a
weird,
deep
right?
place
Like
in
there
my
showing
heart
us
for
all these
Shatterscar.
environments,
As
but
you're
then we were
wandering
walking
the
around
wastes
the
of
same bandit
Shatterscar,
camp for
you
like
might
8
notice off
shots
in
in
the
a row.
distance a vibrant jewel of color. By transitioning from destitute, muted
I mean,
tones
this looks
of a
amazing.
wasteland
Like,
of sand,
This
and
does not look
marching
like
in
the
towards
first
a
footage that
beautiful
they showed us.
oasis.
That must have been
There's the opportunity there for
like the
life,
Halo Craig
for
effect. It
adventure,
wasn't
and
far
even a
enough
little
along.
danger.
Yeah.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed. We're thrilled to share more about the game in the
Tempest
coming
likes
months,
it.
and we can't
I
wait
think it's
for you
beautiful. I can't
explore
wait
the
to-
living lands when Avowed launches
I'm
this
mildly
fall.
enthused.
This fall, it's coming out this year.
We'll see.
Clip it, guys. If it gets delayed, that's a perfect time.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind if it spent more time in the oven. I really wouldn't.
All right, so this will be
We don't
their.
want another Redfall. We
That's
really
a cool
don't. That is
art.
A
That is
sick
cool.
Logo,
That is
dude.
beautiful. Holy crap!
Hell yeah.
They got it with that. So fall. So this
See?
like, yeah.
Fall, as in not an actual month, because it's not. It's not as bad of a look to delay If,
You see
if
a
it's not an
PlayStation
actual
logo
month-
anywhere on that? I'm just curious. I saw PC. Game Pass. Paying for the box art, 10 out of 10. It's like, yeah.
All right, that was
Here we go.
lukewarm. All right, let's get.
If
give me
that's
those.
their fault, like, because like Phil Spencer wants like 4 big releases over the course of like a year. If that's their, third
I'm
quarter.
betting we get. I'm betting we get no more than 60 seconds of actual gameplay.
Hi, I'm Don Matthews, studio head
Oh my
here
God,
at Ninja
dude.
Theory in Cambridge, UK. We're now in the final months of development on Senua's Saga Hellblade 2.
Final months.
And the team is working hard to bring you an unforgettable journey into Senua's unique world and her battle for survival, where we have once again combined high fidelity and immersive presentation with a shorter,
think we
narrative-led
saw that at the
experience
Game
that
Awards,
focuses on the things that we really care about, and that we hope you care about too.
You see how strong you are. Do you see how the pitiless world stamps you down?
Senua is back with a new quest. She wants to
Love
stop the
her, though.
Vikings who
Love
raided
her.
her village right at their
She's
source
fantastic.
in Iceland. But not just her quest has changed. Senua herself has grown since the first Hellblade.
I think she won a
She's made
BAFTA.
peace with her past and is no
Good. Or
longer
was
in
nominated,
such
at
fear
least.
of her visions and voices. While the Furies are still her constant companions, she encounters new people along the way, some of which will value her unique perspective, and others who will reject it.
Good facial
Little
animation.
by
Yeah.
little, this settlement
Oh, it's the song.
became
It's
my
a
tribe.
reprise of the song from the Game Awards.
Okay.
In the game, Senua arrives in 10th century Iceland
that
on
melody.
the trail of the Vikings who have been enslaving her people. In the story, we're trying to
soundtrack
be
of
as
this game's gonna be
faithful to history as
Yeah.
we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top. Senua will face up to giants who have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Droiga, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll
Just
discover.
more gameplay than I was expecting.
Well, this
Senua
this is
will
still
make new
trailer-esque. I'm like, I want
and
to
also
see
new
like,
allies who
Yeah.
will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon
No,
of
the
hope.
best showcase
And
of this game
she'll
that we
discover
got
along with
was
us
when she and
how
her like
this
clan were attacking
viewpoint
that
can have
giant.
its advantages.
And like we probably could have never heard about this game again until like 2 months before it came out.
yeah. I think this is this summer. If they're saying it's entering its final months, they're
Senua
either
is a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis.
June, July, August.
Seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices, and having unique
Assuming,
beliefs
yeah.
about the world around
What they
her.
mean by
To bring Senua's
final
perspective
months.
of the world to life in a truthful way, we have once again worked closely with Professor Paul Fletcher at the University of Cambridge, as well as people with lived experience of psychosis.
What does that mean? It's terrifying.
Players will find themselves traversing beautiful and hostile environments, seeking answers from patterns and signs that Senua sees in her own unique way, and battling through encounters with enemies that will push Senua to her limits.
On Saga, we've taken everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew, and a new cast.
We spent a lot of time planning the motion capture shoots, thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight? We have all new combat for the
could have been a
sequel.
blog post.
One of our key goals was the ability to actually tell a story throughout it. It does feel very different from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it. Senua isn't a superhero. She's fighting for survival, and we want the player to feel her struggle in every step of her journey.
A little more horror.
We want the player
Yeah.
to always feel like they just scraped through, just survived it.
Mel knows Senua better than anyone, better than I do. Her instincts are amazing, and she really doesn't need much help from me. On stage, our main focus is storytelling. So I get to watch the actors and see all the beautiful expressions on their faces. And then I have to wait a little while, and then I get to see that all again in-game, in costume, on
Wild
location,
at how much
everything.
game development
it's a
now is like
great
there's that
experience,
acting
great process.
Every discipline in the studio is unified in achieving a deep level of immersion
what I
to
wouldn't
help
give
suspend
for
your
them to
disbelief
just-
and pull you into Senua's story.
I get that it's a developer direct, but if they would
We were
just
lucky enough to
hush
do a few
for
reference gathering trips
30
in
seconds
Iceland.
and show
You
me
have to
her
be there.
walking with that
the
sun
sense of
coming up.
scale, everything is
I'm
incredible.
already a Game Pass
When
subscriber.
you see a scene or you see
What
a small
gets me
section of the
to
game and you're like,
pre-order
yeah, that-
early
that
access
works,
or something?
that's
You know,
amazing.
I don't know.
Just show me more than 5 second, a 5 second cut of the game.
Reality differently.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people are going to be saying today. Unless
the voices
unless they have some prepared for us here in a little bit.
These voices come to life through binaural audio, which provides a good representation of this type of auditory hallucinations. As we focus in immersion, binaural audio is perfect for this because through headphones, you surround yourself in a three-dimensional space. In the first game, we
Binaural
only
audio
applied
is
to the voices
what I've told
that
you
Senua
Hunt
listens in her
does.
head.
It's that,
In this
that,
game,
that
through
tech with the
spatial
two
audio
microphones, one for
technology
each ear.
and, some extra little
It
things
really
within
does.
the
It's a game changer.
There is music that is binaural. Every single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is spatialized around you, and it's a very beautiful experience.
What will we do to us?
Music is a strange language in the sense that it speaks to our emotions fast and deep. It's not only about quality, it's about personality. So when you listen to Hellblade, you know it's Hellblade.
Music this entire time.
On the
is
music we are working with the
banger.
Hylum, which for me is a personal privilege because I really admire them. We feel their craft, their depth, their meaning in the music. It really connects with our game and elevates it to something really special. We are also working with a heavy metal singer, throat singers, and our very own Furies. They sing several touch of music. So this
Oh, that's
all
so
creates
cool.
a very
Okay,
immersive
that is-
and a
that
very
is cool.
special and unique
That
experience.
is because it does give you that feeling of like a voice coming in and saying something and then leaving.
And is on the move. Like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah. Tech. And that's our aim in
Law
Senua
says
Saga.
the average length of the clip is 3
To not
seconds.
only
So they've only shown us 3.
Senua
That's
goes
concerning.
next, but to deliver something really meaningful for our
That's
players.
not. It's not,
My
Brian.
hope is that
That's
they
just
will
ninja
really
theory.
connect to
That's how they
Senua
like
as
to
a
show their
character,
stuff
and
off.
even if they
It's
can't
super
really
pretentious.
relate
It's
to what
super
she's going
annoying.
through, maybe they
in
know
my
someone
opinion,
that
but
relates to
no,
that
this game
character, and they
is
can then understand
pretty
that
ready.
person
They
better.
just. That's
Well,
just how they
I
like.
don't
Like,
wanna
why do we
sound
need to see
cheesy,
this?
But
Like,
in
why
a way, I'm
makes
Senua,
this?
right? She exists and doesn't. It exists.
They
through
did such
all
a
of
good
her
job
work,
with the
through every
Starfield
ninja.
Direct of
So
balancing out.
we
like,
all are
like
Senua,
everybody like was
and-
very compelled
game
and like
stuff,
loved
yeah.
This
the
character that
devs, like the
grows and
devs
grows
talking
and
about
grows
their
and grows
experience
and
with the
keep growing
game
and
and
keep
showing
changing.
the game.
So
It was a perfect
that makes
balance.
it real.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of
And
the
Ninja
love,
Theory is just
care,
not good
and
at that.
passion
They're
our
just
team
not.
here at Ninja Theory are putting into Senua Saga Hellblade 2. Our hope is to not only create a game that is great to play,
I
but
want
to craft
somebody
an
to
experience
do,
that leaves you thinking
like the amount of
and
time
feeling.
that was just like
From our
shots
combat
of them in
gameplay
their
through to
studio
our
and
action
how
set
much was
pieces,
gameplay.
From our cinematic scenes to our
And it's
puzzle
gonna be like
solving.
5
Everything
minutes
is
versus,
crafted
like,
in service of Senua's journey. A
90
journey that
seconds
you
or
can
something, I
embark
don't
on
know.
on May 21st.
May 21st.
Okay, I was wrong.
There we go.
Release date. I was wrong.
Release date, May 21st. Yeah, I was saying, like, they were saying a couple of months. I was like, that puts them right into striking distance with summer. So I was like, May 21st.
We get to find out what that game is.
And that's before, I guess, your technical E3, you know, now that
Yeah.
so they'll have some, like, that means it's behind them. It's not like E3, you know, we got to do whatever.
Wait. Do we have something they didn't tell us about?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's coming in. Square Enix, let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go, Square Enix. Come on.
This is Vision, right?
I don't know what it is.
I think it's Vision of Mana.
Oh, Vision of Mana?
I'm so on board for that. I want to see more of that game if that's what it is.
Oh,
Greetings, Xbox players.
yes.
It might be your guys.
Masaru Oyamada, producer for
Yeah,
the
Mana series. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go.
Square Enix.
Game Pass? Game Pass?
聖剣伝説 Visions of Mana の情報を Xbox
Visions of Mana, okay.
This is one of my biggest games of this year.
I love the Mana
excited to sit
series.
コン
here.
ソールゲームとしては
As long as they lean into the multiplayer.
聖剣伝説シリーズの完全新作
Playing Trials of Mana with Maddie, like it was single player, and I was like, come on.
This is such a big.
That's
フィールドで
beautiful.
は自然や精霊とのつながりを感じられる色彩豊か
But
な
it looks like it's going to be single
体験してもらえると
No,
思
it
いま
is,
す。
which I love. I don't. We have
シリ
other
ーズおな
people
じみのモンス
making
ターたちも本作
the
に登
online
場していま
stuff.
す。
I love another like Tales of Arise, Dragon Quest style.
But if it's on Xbox, it'd be great because.
If it's on Game Pass, that'd be great.
Oh man,
今
Game
回
Pass would be
これらのお
win.
なじみのモンスターたちを作り出した
Introduced a whole new generation of people who play the game.
石井浩一さんとともに
I really
聖剣
thought
伝説
that
ビジョンズ・オブ・マ
this
ナの内容
game
を紹介
and
していきたいと思います。
RE Fantasia were some of the coolest stuff
I'm
announced.
Koichi from Grabs. I am so happy to introduce the newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players. 初期の頃からシリーズ作品に登場しているモンスターたちは
He's been designing the monsters. I love his
中に
monster
は小学
designs.
生の頃すでにイメージができていたものもあります。今作では初めはドット絵からスタートしたモンスターたちをどのような形で最新化して聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナに落とし込むか、デザインの方向性からモデルの完成イメージまでを監修する立場でプロジェクトに参加しました。聖剣伝説ファイナルファンタジー外伝を作っていた頃から、
That's nice.
自分の頭の中では
Kind of seeing his
モンスタ
original
ーたちが
sketches.
立体的に生き生きと動いて、これまで自分が携わった作品では
Oh yeah, the
それらを
bees.
どうやって当時の技術で表現できるかにこだわって作ってきました。最新作では聖剣伝説のモンスターたちのただ可愛いだけではなく恐ろしさの部分もしっかりと表現できているので、
Oh my
バ
god,
トル
I'm
中
gonna
は
play the
モンスター
living
たちの
bejesus out
表
of
情に
this.
も注目してくだ
I
さい。
love it.
これまで
Their
聖剣
expressions
伝
and more.
説シリーズには
I
空を
like
旅する
games
海
like
を
that
渡る
because
手助けをしてくれる頼
I
も
don't
しい
want to
仲
play
間たちがい
Genshin
ましたが
because it's gonna
今
suck
作
all
には
of my
広大
money.
なフィールド探検に欠かせない新たな仲間が登場します。
Oh,
Hey,
that's cool.
mounts.
陸上を猛スピードで駆け回ってくれるピックル。ピックルも石井さんが新たに考案してくださっています。
This seems like they're like Tales of Arise
新
type
たな
game.
仲間を考えるように
Or
なったら
Grand Blue.
今作のマスコットキャラクターになるく
But
ら
it's a
い可愛い
standalone
動
RPG
物
that
にしたい
you
と
can
いう
pick
Yeah,
up, play, and
漠然
enjoy.
とした思い
Hell
があり
yeah,
ました。
man. I'm never gonna say don't
その
make
上で
those.
ヨークシャテリアの毛並み、見た目はアルマジルによく似た仙山港や古代エジプト神のアヌビスの子供といった具体的なイメージが浮かんできて、それぞれの特徴を取り入れながらラフデザインを書き起こしました。デザイナーにもアイデアを出してもらいながら、足の長さや丸まった時のイメージなどゲームの中での見え方も考えながら調整を重ねていき、ピックルは誕生しました。
Yeah, I'm just glad. Yeah, Sean says glad Xbox is getting more JRPGs.
過
Yes.
去さまざまなコンポーザーが携わられた楽曲の雰囲気が感じられつつも、最新作として
If they don't
素晴ら
announce
し
that
い
it's
新た
coming
な
to
楽
Game
曲
Pass,
が生まれ
though,
ました。
that's a miss.
BGM でもしっかり
They
聖
got
剣伝説
Dragon
シリーズらしさを
Quest
感じてもらえ
Yeah,
ると思
Dragon
いま
Quest
す。
11 is great.
過去シリーズの楽曲を手掛けたクリエイターたちが全100曲という大ボリュームの制作に挑んでくれました。
When they showed this at the Game Awards, I
新
was
たな試
really
みとし
excited.
てフィールドの探索からバトルまでをシームレスに体験できるよう、今作ではインタラクティブミュージックを導入しており、冒険の没入感を高めてくれます。探索中の BGM がバトルに入った瞬間、アレンジが切り替わる様を実際に聞いてみましょう。
Okay, not sure that illustrates that concept
It
exactly,
just like
but
increases the volume of it. You know, all right. But it does
今作は
transition well
アク
with
ション
what's happening.
RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。
I love all
空中でのアクショ
the
ンがバトル
RPGs
の鍵となっており、
transitioning into
武
like
器での攻
immediate
撃だけ
input
でなく、
action
魔法での攻撃も
style.
可能になっています。そして本作ならではの特徴として、
Like I bet
聖剣伝
this
説
is
シ
gonna
リーズで
be
は
like
同
the
じ
spell
モンスター
effects.
たちがいますが、
this is gonna be one of
そ
my
の
favorites,
力を
and I
宿
bet
した
Grand
武
Blue
器
is
を
gonna
使う
be one of
と
your
バトルを手
favorites.
助けしてくれるよう
Oh,
に
I
な
love the
り
mana
ま
series.
す。
Like if you were gonna say, it'll be
精霊
interesting
に
to
よっ
see
て
how I
は様
feel.
々な特性の違いがありますので、
When's this game coming out, right? You know, it's like,
Like this
alright.
is scratching that Kingdom
不思議
Hearts
な
itch for
力
me
で
for
爽
sure.
快
cool.
なバトルを
Yeah.
楽しんでいただけます。
So I was like, this is gonna be a great one to play with the kids.
オリジナルモンスターや
And it's on
ピックリにも
Xbox,
注目
so
してほしいので
the
す。
PlayStation's upstairs,
聖
Xbox is
剣伝
downstairs.
説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは聖剣伝説らしさを感じてもらえる作品になるよう小山田君を中心に
It's a healthy
チーム
amount
の
of
みんな
time
が
in this
頑張って
direct.
作ってくれていますので、ぜひ 発売日を楽しみに待っていてください。
So they
私
were
自
like,
身もプレイするのを
you
楽
guys
しみ
have
にしています。
gameplay? Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
聖剣伝説シリーズとして初めて Xbox
Releasing on
ユーザー
Xbox.
にお届けする本作聖剣伝説
We're
ビジ
starting
ョンズ・オブ・マナ
more
ナ
information
今後も
soon,
様
so
々
keep
な
an
情
eye
報をお
out.
届けしていきますのでぜひご期待ください。この夏この忘れられない冒険を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんに楽しんでいただける日が今から待ちきれません。
This summer. So summer release.
Come on, Phil. You gotta lock that down for Game Pass.
Yeah,
You
no
can't
Game
do-
Pass
you can't
listed
do
there.
That much time
I'll buy
and not
it.
be like day
I'll,
one
I'll
Game
buy
Pass.
any. I buy every Square Enix games that they put on Xbox. I'm doing my part, damn it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Summer is soon though. It's good to that kind of fleshes out our year calendar, you know.
Yeah.
All right, this one's coming from the Civilization devs. I don't think this is going to be for me, but there's going to be a very niche audience that's very excited for this game.
Hello? With Ara, we wanted to challenge some of the preconceived notions about the genre, push it forward in a modern, empowering, and truly compelling and approachable way.
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which are all things that we purchased in order to add to the soundtrack and expand the game and make it really good. Hi, Dan.
That's good.
That's Dan. We started in his basement.
That's
It's
real
been
good.
an amazing process to see from concept to completion. We started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design assumptions, and prototyping out features, rediscovering what made us fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
The end result is Ara, the historical grand strategy game that presents a living world where you can rule how you want to rule and chart your own path to becoming the most prestigious nation on the planet.
For Ara, we knew we needed deep systems with outcomes that encourage exploration and give players the power to experiment and make meaningful
this
strategic
looks like
choices
it
while still
will
having
be
agency
the best
over their
version
playstyle.
of this type of
We
game
also
on
wanted
the
to
market
explore
for
more
the
in
people that
different
want
parts of
that.
history and give players from around the world the chance to
I mean,
see the
Civ
game
6 was
reflect
what,
their
like
unique
4
perspective
or 5 years
and not
ago?
just ours.
And finally, we knew that
And
for
like the
players
City
to feel the
Skylines
impact of their
folks, the people that
decisions,
really
they would need to see
popped
their
off for
choices
that, they're
reflected
gonna
in the
love
game
this.
world itself, not just through numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you dive into Ara is what we call the living world. It's a procedurally generated alternate Earth, bursting with life, an intuitive, authentic, and immersive space, a blank canvas for players to paint the society of their dreams.
The living world isn't just a map. It reflects the choices players make over the course of the game. They can see everything from the settling of the wilderness to
I'll tell you
cultural
what, Brian,
influence on
after seeing
architecture
this
over
game in
time,
Avowed,
to the thousands of citizens living
Light
their
No
lives
Fire
and
is looking
reacting
better
to
and
the
better,
changes.
baby.
I'm excited for Light No Fire.
Are truly occupying the world, leading their people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. And no feature better exemplifies this than the prestige system.
To win a game of Ara, players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world has ever known. This is measured by prestige, the player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
The prestige system gives players the chance to decide what kind of leader they want to be. Do they want to pursue great works of arts and culture? Military might.
Sounds
Scientific
exactly like
advancement.
Civilization,
The choice
but
is theirs.
Yeah.
In
You wanna
Ara,
call it
there are
something
no
else?
set victory
That's
conditions.
totally fine.
Players get to decide what is most important to them and focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play Ara, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are our collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build, but worth it, giving huge prestige bonuses
Yeah, I
and
mean, it just seems
game-changing
like
abilities
Civ,
to the
Civ
nation that
6.5
constructs
or
them.
Civ 7.
Another aspect of
and
Ara
yeah,
that
I
I'm
mean,
personally excited about is our crafting
This is going to
system.
get like
The
8.5,
crafting system
9.
offers a unique challenge to the
It's gonna be
player
like an
that they
87
generally
on
won't see
Metacritic,
often
I
in the
think.
4X genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering
Yeah, it's
the
also
right
like, I
things,
mean, it's a
turning
niche
them into the
game. Like, not
tools that you
everybody's
need,
like,
and
oh my
finally
gosh.
get into the
This is everything I wanted, you know, like, there are people who've been
like
waiting for this,
improvement or
but
triumph.
This is going to
just
do
changes
very
the
well,
challenge
like,
that exists
among
in Ara
like
compared to other
critically
4X games.
and among the people that want
Crafting plays out in Aura at a national scale, with players honing and combining the natural resources they harvest.
I wish I
into
liked
all
stuff like
manner
this
of
more.
goods and components.
Like I really want to
Rules are
try
the
to get into like
foundation for
Crusader
everything, from
Kings and
international
Age of Empires
trade
on
to improving their
Game
cities and
Pass.
citizens' lives.
It's
and
just a
even
function of
manufacturing
time.
the
I like
weapons
these kind of
necessary to
games,
draft
but
military units.
like
the crafting
when you
system in
put
Aura
like
encourages
here's 3
thoughtful,
games do you want to
advanced
play?
planning.
Like I'll go to
It
the
rewards
RPG.
players who can see the strategic
Well,
outcome
you
of
gotta
all
think
their
I'm
collective
10 feet
decisions,
from my
and
television
not just the
too.
individual
Like you
ones.
might play them
I'm
on
proud of the work
PC.
that's gone into
true.
our
Very true.
simultaneous turn
yeah,
system.
so I'm just like,
Many strategy games have
I think
players
Crusader
alternate,
Kings
taking
has the
turns
best
and
chance of
reacting to
getting
their
me
opponent's
invested,
moves.
so it's
In
downloaded
Aura,
on my
all
Xbox.
players' actions are resolved at the same time. This rewards players' ability to navigate uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios
We're
in
at
a moment.
3:30
This
right
system
now.
makes Aura just feel more real. In a
So
typical strategy
that's
game, once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a
10,
long
15
time.
minutes
With
for
simultaneous
Indiana
turns, generally
Jones, give or
speaking,
take.
those times are very low. You get to keep playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime
Oh,
where you're
that's
not
yeah,
doing
that's
anything.
definitely and it's gonna
It's
be
not
interesting to see how that
easy
feels.
sifting through all of history and picking what to include. For Aura, we wanted to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this
I like
approach
how
really
all their
shines is in
concept
our leaders.
art and,
Leaders
like,
are
proof
so
of
often
concepts
seen as military
look
personnel
like
or prominent government figures, but leaders
the
come
like
in so many
classic
different forms.
versions of
They're
these games
thought
that came
leaders,
out in like the
scientific
late
and
90s,
cultural
early
prodigies,
2000s.
and many
You know,
more.
like the graphical style of
Each
it.
leader in
all
Aura
of their
has a number of
concept
special
stuff looks
abilities
like
determined by their
the
personality
classic
traits, as
types
well as a
of these
powerful and
games.
unique leader trait, informed by their contributions to world history.
With
Very
a diverse
nostalgic.
global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play. And even a few that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
For us at Oxide, player feedback is the only way to really understand what you're making. It gives us that priceless perspective from the people we're making Aura for, you.
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
One of my favorite examples is when we first introduced the concept of dangerous wildlife to the game. It turns out, in our first iteration, it was maybe a little bit too aggressive or disruptive.
It seems
We knew
like
we
one
should
that would
probably make
benefit
a
from
change
early
when one of our
access,
insiders
but-
made a forum post that was just,
Cougars, cougars.
Cougars, I hate cougars!
someone get these feline demons away from me. I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the
So
overall
they've done
threat
some, like,
level of
closed
mountain
alpha
lions to a
testing, it
player's
sounds like.
citizenry.
Yeah.
It's
Which
been
sounds
years
like it's
of hard
close.
work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And we're so excited that we can finally see the finish line. We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
But the launch of Aura is only the beginning. We are going to maintain our insider program after the release date and continue to listen to players and support the game into the future.
On behalf of everyone at Oxide Games, thank you for joining us today. We can't wait for you to play Aura and to create your own history.
Cool. Paul. That's 2 fall releases, and this is PC Game Pass. So it is not on console. Makes sense, because they only showed it with a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah. I don't know if that was the best choice for the Xbox Developer Direct, but
yeah.
A charming little presentation nonetheless.
Hej och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige, här hos Machine Games. We are really
Pal
excited
World.
to finally be
Yeah,
able
that's
to
this
share our
weekend.
work on Indiana Jones. Since the first film came out, Indiana Jones has always represented the ultimate adventure. Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in pop culture. In this game, you aren't just
only referenced the
playing,
first 3,
as in
not the last
you
2.
are Indiana Jones. You will see through his
It's a good
eyes
move.
and
It's a good move.
experience a
Yeah,
journey
solid
that we
move.
hope lives
Yeah.
up to the proud legacy of Indiana Jones. When Todd Howard first told us about his vision for the game, we knew we would be a very good fit to
How
help
involved
bring it
is
to life.
Todd?
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever. I'd had
Executive
this idea
producer.
for what it would be like and the story, what
So
Indy
not
was
the creative
going after,
director.
what period of his
One up,
life
a little
it was
more hands-off,
in,
but-
what kind of arc he was going to have. And as the years went on, I thought, who would be like the best studio in the world to make this? And it was my friends at Machine Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game.
Yeah, any
being,
game you can beat
a
up on
little bit
Nazis, that's a
nervous
good game.
because look, it's, you know, Indiana Jones, and their response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has bled through the whole project, and they have just been so
Todd's got a
trusting
nice head
and
full of hair.
supportive of everything that we want to do with the game. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of this my whole life, and I couldn't be more excited to show you what the team here has been up to. Let's take our first look at the new Indiana Jones game.
Go fix Starfield, Todd.
I like
Let me tell
Starfield.
you what you
There's a patch today, I think.
I do too.
Dr. Jones. While you were playing your pointless game,
Oh, it's kind of
I was playing you.
stylized. It's not photorealistic.
Yeah. Go with stylized. Like
should
it ages so much better.
Build yourself a life of meaning. Instead of ending up here, dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
Dude, he looks so good! That's literally Harrison Ford. Oh my god.
Myths.
Yeah, first person.
History. Just different ways
Looks
to
great.
interpret the past.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
Thousands of years of humanity's thoughts and beliefs.
Hey, what's up, Reels McSwag? How you doing today?
Just waiting to be found.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me.
Little third person.
There's the whip.
Dude, come on!
Throughout history, mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance. If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle.
The Harrison Ford impression is just good enough. It's just good enough that I'm okay. Like, it's a little uncanny valley, but oh my god, dude.
I've had run-ins with these guys.
That's a
before.
great cut.
Trust me.
Oh, and there's the
I
gun.
need a walk in the park.
Okay, then.
This is giving me like old Medal of Honor vibes.
Yeah. Well, that's the time period it was set. Even
This
like
might be their-
Chronicles of Riddick. I don't know if you ever played that game. But it was like first, but it was like the punching and the fighting felt very brutal, and that's I got that vibe here from the. Maybe it's just the audio.
Protector of the
Is that Troy?
Chirkulimani.
That might be Troy.
The
Troy
Great
Baker.
Circle.
Yeah.
And the Great
The
Circle.
Great Circle.
You have any idea how old that was?
If that is Troy, he's doing a great job.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is such an iconic character, and he means so much to so many people. Everyone here at the studio has their own indie stories and memories.
By the way,
Most
that's
of
how
us
you
grew
fill
up with
out
his
the
adventures and have
goddamn
been fans
game.
of the movies and the character for years. He's a brilliant archaeologist, he's a charismatic everyman, he's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels. For us
This
at
is the
Machine
one.
Games, we do that best through
Like,
first
I don't know if
person.
I still
It's
believe
the
that
ideal
Xbox
perspective
puts
to bring
out a
you into the
game where
rich,
it's like
exciting and
what
interactive
Starfield
world
was
we built.
supposed to be.
We believe that being
The God
up
of
close
War,
and
The Last
personal
of
to the
Us, the one
adventure is
that like
key,
Xbox
making
is like
each
this
action
is
feel like your
our
own.
banger, baby. This is the one. If there's gonna be one,
Whether it's cracking your whip,
this is it.
solving puzzles in ancient temples, or seeing your knuckles go bloody in a fistfight. All of these moments are much more intense in first person. But we still want you to have those moments. Seeing his iconic silhouette with the hat and the whip, and so for things like cutscenes and environmental traversal, we pull the camera back for a third-person view.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle
When the ball-
is
when the
set
ball's
between
chasing you?
Raiders of the Lost
Absolutely.
Ark and The Last Crusade.
Oh, that's a good decision.
When our game begins,
That's a good
Indiana
decision.
is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night,
And that
sounds
ass.
vibrator, and rushes to
Lost.
confront the thief
So
in the
funny,
college
dude.
museum. The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail, Indiana heads to the Vatican, hoping
I'm
to
gonna
learn
call
why
it right
this
now.
particular relic was stolen.
If this comes out
and
this
discovers
year,
that things aren't what they appear.
it will be nominated for Game of the
He
Year.
starts pulling at the strings
Yes.
of a mystery, and it all unravels until he has
Yes.
no choice but to
It's the
see
first
it
time
through
we're
to the
seeing
end,
it. I wouldn't
whatever
mind
the
if it
end
came,
may be.
like if they're ready, like release it for sure, but I feel like it's definitely much further along than us. Was like Indiana Jones, like all right.
Like this looks.
We always talk about how clever Indiana Jones
more
is.
polished
that had to
than
be one of our
Starfield.
guiding principles when we
Like
were
they
thinking
have
about the type
a
of game we were making.
finite vision that they're going to
It
deliver
wouldn't
on.
be indie if he
It's
wasn't
not
using
like
his
this
wits to
big
get through the
world of like
situation.
they are.
The most
It's the Naughty
authentic
Dog thing.
Indiana
It's the
Jones experience we
PlayStation
can make
sort
is
of
the one
formula
that makes you
of we
think
go in there,
first.
we make a game, we have a distinct vision of what this is going to be.
Sure, there will
as
be
an
some
experience for the
obstacles that will be
player, and
more
we
easily
nail it.
overcome with the revolver, or
I feel like
gun
this is
taken
the
from a
best
disarmed
chance
guard.
for Xbox
But I
to
think
do
most of
that.
the time you'll have more fun, and to be honest, a more genuine indie experience by finding more clever ways to solve a problem.
We always want to be offering more solutions, whether it's trying a different path through the environment to get around enemies, observing
good
enemy
stealth
patrols
gameplay would
and
be
using them to your
fantastic.
advantage, or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
It's an amazing global adventure with action propelling you through your journey.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
We look carefully at each location and the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
One of the biggest ways to do that is with the music. John Williams is the original composer for the indie films, and we're really lucky to
Yeah,
have
and the
found
music
Gordie
that they've
Howe,
been playing the
a
whole
composer
time
who's been
is
able
so
to
John
capture Williams'
Williams.
essence with his score for The Great Circle.
Using just the
We
right
also
amount of
take a very
horns.
movie-like approach to things like cinematics. We're very physical with our production style. We use a lot of stunt actors.
I'll say.
Things like this help us bridge the gap between making a game and making a movie.
And of course, our characters do a lot to help bring the world to life as well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity.
To bring it closer
Gina
to
has a
home, Brian,
personal
I think
stake
this is
in
this
getting
is
to the
this
bottom
year's
of the core
Hogwarts
mystery.
for us.
Oh, really?
Gina
That
is
is
an investigative
really that's a
reporter
big
who's
ask.
riding on this adventure. She's been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American
Hey, I'm
professor.
just putting it out there
Their
so that if
paths are
it comes to
intertwined,
pass,
and they'll need each
I
other
said
in
it,
order
you know,
to get
like-
to the bottom
That's
of
what I'm
this
saying.
mystery.
Clip it.
I'm
Call
not
back to
gonna,
it.
I'm not gonna say it's gonna win Game of the Year, but I think this is gonna get nominated.
What do you mean if I can keep on?
We always love our villains and think we might have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man.
I love the
He's obsessed
vest.
with the human mind and manipulating it.
He's highly intelligent and the perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant people, compelled by their passions and obsessions.
Like there's
but
so
driven
many
down
elements
wildly
of this
different roads.
game
He creeps up on you and gets under
that
your
are
skin
like-
he gets under in the skin.
It's like borrowing from the best ideas from other games. Like this is like Voss from Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
And then like you've
One
got
of our
like
models for
the
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle
the exploration
is
of like,
adventure
you know,
first.
Tomb
But in every
Raider.
indie
I mean, it's just like
adventure,
so
there
many
are always
elements
those moments where he finds
that
himself
have
in the
proof of
action.
concepts.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and we've ended up with this sort of hybrid experience that mixes melee combat, stealth, and gunplay.
How you approach any given situation is up to you. You may choose to sneak around an enemy patrol, or maybe you'll just pick up a shovel and whack them on the back of their head. And when you can't use your wits, you got Indy's most iconic tool. Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purposed as possible. We want it integrated into every aspect of the game.
You can use it as a traversal tool to make your way around the environment. You can use it as a distraction, And yes, you can absolutely use it in combat.
This game is going to be like the Medal of Honor game that I never got in modern times.
Oh yeah.
Like all my
feature
Frontline
in
and
our game.
Rising Sun
The
people out
spirit of
there, you know what I'm
discovery
talking about.
is so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps,
that's cool.
Small secrets, and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
One thing I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have. We have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret. The more you look, the more you'll discover.
His facial expressions are perfect.
Yeah.
He's
I like the style
"Oh,
too. The visual style is really good.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think when they try to go photorealistic, I think it always hits that kind of.
It is more photorealistic than it looked in the
Machine
first
Games
shot.
is known for creating
But
these
yeah,
roller
there's
coaster
a little.
experiences with
It feels like a little paint, a little paint on
and
it.
immersive narratives. It's exciting for us that we have been able to stay so
Thanks,
true
guys, for the 30
to the
likes, by
Indiana
the way.
Jones franchise and create
Yeah, thank
such an
you.
authentic experience while still being able to showcase what makes us us. We are making a game for everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of. I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later this year, and we cannot wait to
Is
share
that Todd
more
Howard in the
soon.
back? He's stealing something. Yes. That was funny. I like that. Later this year. So this is a this year release.
I wish they had said an actual date. That's concerning, but
Showing off the Indiana Jones gameplay stuff, raging. Yeah, I like that. Release 2024. So later this year. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. See if they got any extra surprises. The ESO thing, is that its own video or?
no, we should go straight into it, I think, but I'm not sure. Cannot find the voice actor. So it could be Troy, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Visions was a nice surprise. I like that.
Showing off, and hopefully that continues to, because like that rebuild that relationship between Xbox and Square.
Animals, children, and game developers.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft
underwhelming.
life-changing art with game-changing tech.
Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. Stay happy!
Creating an immersive experience like A Vow is anchored in the world we
No
built.
release date either.
Yeah, but all these are
aren't
targeting
just
this year.
Playing as indie, you
So.
are Indiana Jones.
They did that before, Brian. They told us everything was coming in 12 months.
今作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が
I
強化
like
されてい
hard
ます。
dates.
Yeah. Commit.
It just makes a statement. Like you're like, our flag's in the ground.
Yeah. Cool.
It'd be crazy if they don't do the ESO thing on the same stream.
We'll find out here in a second.
Yeah.
That actually went longer than I was expecting.
Yeah.
Global
Good stuff, good
reveal
stuff.
up next.
Did they change the time? They said it was a quarter till.
And they said it was on Twitch.
If it's not, we can just.
Oh yeah, play now.
But they
Premieres
changed
in
it.
9 minutes. 9 minutes. That's when.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can. If we do, we want to just bring Alex in and watch the reveal trailer and then pop out.
Oh, let's see here. Well, he's coming in on the other app, so that becomes a logistical pain point.
Okay. I mean, however you want to do it. If we got a I mean, this was like maybe our hype moment, so I didn't know. I mean, however you want to do it, we could also just do it the same way we did the Halo and like audio be damned or what. I mean, it doesn't matter, but yeah, I mean, I did want to see it, but if we miss it, it's not the end of the world. It's not exactly Halo.
Yeah, it would have been so nice if that just rolled right into this, because
they literally announced it for quarter two. I guess they knew they were gonna go over, so
cool. So chat, thanks so much. Yeah, like, well, I think we'll see Fable and we'll see things like Perfect Dark and Gears later this year. I think that ends up building up into kind of, you know, what used to be E3 and is now kind of the summer games fest. I think to, you know, where everybody kind of does their conferences and their directs, etc. So, I'm sorry for yawning. It's been a day.
That is telling of how that went. No, I mean, obviously the big kicker was saved for last, and there's a good move on their part. But
yeah, Indiana Jones was the big one. I'm glad they got a date on Hellblade, because it's like, stop telling me and showing me about it. We're at that point. Like, let's go.
If this was just an Indiana Jones showcase, and they'd added about 5 more minutes of Indiana Jones, and we got like the Visions of Mana video later, like on Xbox's channel or something, not live, that would have been totally fine. Like, I don't know that we needed to see Avowed and Aura and Hellblade in terms of what they actually showed us. I don't know that we needed that. I don't know that we needed that in this thing. Like, you could have just done kind of the same thing they did with Starfield, but with kind of bill it that way. Like, we are bringing you Indiana Jones, like in its full glory, sort of focused on that. I think, you know, they didn't really snowball the hype leading into that moment. It was kind of like we were like, okay, it's good to see this stuff, but like, yep, you're still working on it, got it. And then we got to Indiana Jones, and we're like, oh, this looks awesome. You know, like, it's like, maybe we could have just done with that. Maybe we could have just done with that at the end.
Yeah. Troy says in chat, Hellblade and Indiana Jones both look amazing. Avowed, I'll need to play it, but a little bit underwhelmed with Avowed.
Yeah.
And so that's where
bandit camp, man. They got that bandit camp down, though.
I need to go get a drink. So I think what we'll end up doing is taking just kind of a nice little couple-minute break, and then we'll roll into the podcast. And this stream on the YouTube side will roll you over into the podcast stream for y'all. But I do agree with that. I do wonder, and just again, maybe we'll talk about it in the podcast. But like, I don't find anything wrong in classifying things as like double A, you know, like, it's like, I feel like what we've seen is a real lack in that kind of, you know, game. And like, not saying that Avowed will be a double A game, but like, if I classified it that mentally as my expectation and it delivers at least that, I think I'll enjoy playing Avowed, as opposed to like, you know, what am I, if my expectations are high, if I'm, you know, and that's, who knows, like, there's still a long road to go from here to then. But that's where it's like, honestly, like, I'm glad they're doing the early access kind of testing with Avea or Ava. But that's where it's like, man, it'd be really cool if they were like, yeah, we got early access people playing Avowed, and, you know, get that feedback and everything like that, so they can end up making as big as an impression as they can in the fall. Any thoughts before we kind of wrap this up, and I'm gonna go get some water and take kind of a 5-minute stretch break before we jump into the podcast call.
I think we covered it. Our excitement for Indiana Jones, obviously, you know, translated very well when we were watching it. You know, I made some pretty grand claims that I think I'm willing to stand by as far as how good that looks, and love that they got Visions of Mana to show off. I love how they kind of introduced that with the cute little, like, a new thing is entering the chat or whatever it was. So yeah, I think there were some highlights, some low points. It wasn't quite as show-stopping as last year's, but this seems to be something that they want to make like a routine thing every year, and I'm all for that. I think maybe next year it'll be a little more filled with showstoppers or what have you. But if they want to do it every year and show us an Indiana Jones as the headliner and give us some updates on some other stuff, you know, that's fine. I'd say it was like a C+ or a B.
be.
Fun show. Yeah.
Good show.
It's fun.
Square Enix not being in Game Pass. That checks out. I think
that's like little misses that could have been.
Well,
yeah.
We'll see. All right, guys.
All in all, good time.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna hit end on the stream. I will roll you over into the next one for the podcast, and we'll fire that up here in just a second. I'm just gonna go get some water. So thanks for being with us, guys, and I'll see you soon.
Thanks for watching, everybody.